What's going on, 7th and 8th grade students? It's the week of September 14th. I'm running a little late this week. I apologize. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's lesson for 7th and 8th grade. We're going to go back to Clever. So you go to Quick Links on DeKalbMiddleSchoolSaints.com. Go back to Clever. And we're going to go back to code.org. We're going to log in with Google. Pick your name. And hopefully, we're getting very familiar on how to do this and how to get to code.org. If you have not added it as a favorite, I would definitely do that by clicking the little heart. So I'm going to go ahead and click code.org. And yours should pop up with Unit 1 at the top of your screen, Unit 1, Problem Solving and Computing. Now, if you're not using this little grid view right here, I would definitely do that. In my opinion, it makes it so much easier to track your progress. Now, the last 2 weeks, we've talked about how computer science, all about problem solving, a lot of trial and error. Last week, we talked about how computers have inputs and have outputs. Like if let's say I'm possibly going to the zoo this weekend. I can't wait. If I'm going to the Nashville Zoo, I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to put in Nashville Zoo. That is the input. When I click go, it tells me the directions. It tells me what time I'm going to get there. Those are examples of the output. Apologize for that.
Teachers, pictures are running slightly behind. Please wait to bring your class until we call down and ask for you to come up.
Picture day. Love it, right? Okay, so today we're going to talk about, so we know computers have inputs and then they have outputs. But what happens in the middle? How does it get from an input to an output? And that's what we're going to dive into today. So you're going to click Processing. It is Lesson 6, Bubble number 1. Lesson 6, Bubble 1. And this discusses the activity of the day. Now, the activity of the day is going to be on a handout. That handout you need to turn in on Google Classroom once you're finished. And it's called Processing. It's the first thing posted there. And once you're finished, make sure you click Turn In. Okay? So here's the document. And it's got several different boxes, different chart there. Okay? Now yours has half the first example. But let me actually get into, I should have already had this pulled up. I apologize. The differences, I will actually, to save time, I will post with this handout, I will post, because I'm having a hard time getting to it at the moment, a slideshow. And on that slideshow, it talks about the differences between the different types. There's 4 different types. There's actually several different types of processing. But today we're only going to go with 4. It would be a lot better if I could pull it up. Let me be patient with me here, and I think I can get to it super quick, I hope here. Okay. Maybe not. Okay. Here we go. Teacher resources. Lesson plans. This is things that, and I love code.org because they really support with a lot of different resources. So you guys can't actually get to this. Some of this actually. But as you can see, it's very, very involved. So sometimes it can be hard to find. Here we go. This is the slides, and I will give you a copy of this because it does go into detail. What are the 4 differences? Okay, let me jump into lesson 6. Let's see here. This is just like a regular teaching, right? Mr. Noakes having trouble getting things open the way he needs to. What slide is that? In the 130s. You see there's hundreds of slides here. Obviously, we're not going to go and look at all of them today. But what I want to show you, thank you for your patience. I guess you don't really have a choice in the matter. Let's see. There we go. There. Boom. All right. So the 4 types of processing. So this is how we go from an input to an output. It could be a if-then, and these can get tough. It can be a if-then. If something is true, the coder makes it do something else. So you got to be in the mind of the computer programmer. What did they do to turn that input into an output? Comparing. Check whether things are the same or if one is bigger than the other. That's very similar to finding a match. Finding a match, the big difference is if the code is trying to find a big list of items to go through. And counting, that's like the lives on Mario. When you're playing Mario or something like that, and it's keeping up with your lives, how many lives you have left, that someone coded that process to count, keep track of something. So you got to be in the mindset of the coder here. All right. So let me go back to where you should be. Processing. Now the first app and the first example is called Is It Your Birthday? It's a very simple app that they've created. You click run, and I'll just put in today's date is the let's see here, 16th. And I'll just show you what it does here when you put in today's date as your birthday. Find out, yay, it's your birthday. It's not really though. Okay, so now you've played. So what you're going to do in this lesson, you're going to play with the apps for a few seconds. Okay, you're going to play with the apps for a few seconds. Then you're going to go in to your handout and think, how did the coder turn that into processing? Now, how did it process? Now this, and it could be more than one. A lot of these are actually more than one. And your example has it circled to save time. You're just going to go to like I went to the comparing one, and I click underline. So underline the ones you think is correct. So it's actually 2. It's if then and comparing. So if the birthday is today, like I said, then it shows the happy birthday message. If this, and while it's doing that, it's comparing. It's comparing your birthday to what today's date is. So it compares. So it's actually doing both of those. So some of these will have multiple. Some will have just one. Some might have all 4. So that the possibilities are endless depending on how complex the app is. Now let's take a look at the next one. Okay, go ahead and you'll play around with each app for about 30 seconds. Let's go to the next one to do one more example and let you guys try that at home. Okay, so this next one is called the National Park Quiz. It's just a 4-question quiz, and you just answer the questions A, B, C, D, and then it tells you if you're right or wrong. Okay, bear with me here. Let me close some of these out. Maybe that will make this go a little quicker. There we are. So you'll click run. You'll play with this for 30 seconds. I'm just going to answer the questions. First park, yes. Largest park, I think it was that one, yes. I'm going to get one wrong on purpose. It's really Great Smoky here. Okay, see, it shows the sorry message. Wow, 11 million visitors a year. I guess they're going there to play putt-putt. I don't know. Okay, and then it's just the 4 questions, same 4 questions again. So the answer to that, and notice how I've just underlined those, and over here I'm doing a brief description. It is if then. If the answer is right, then it shows the answer that says correct. If the answer is wrong, then it shows the message sorry, and it also compares your choice to the right answer. Okay, so it does both of those. And again, these can be tough. I'm going to leave you a copy of this right here so you can kind of refer back to that. So what you're going to do, you're going to go through, so you'll just click finish, and you're going to come up to another fake app. And if you hover over the top of these, you can kind of see each one of these have a different a name. Those names go right in line with your chart. So you're going to go through and do these. There's actually 6 more apps that you'll spend about 30 seconds playing around with, and then try to think, how did the programmer get it to go from the input to output? Then at the very end, I think it'll be fun. Okay, you're going to come up with your own app ID at home. Tell me what the inputs and outputs are. You're not doing any coding, but what type of processing would it do? So you can be really creative with that. So today's assignment, this week's assignment, is to fill out the rest of this form. And again, refer back to this as much as possible to help you out. And again, I will put that on with this post. So once you finish that, make sure you go back to Google Classroom. Go back here, click Turn In. That way I can see all your hard work. If you have any questions, let me know. And that is processing, how computers turn inputs to outputs. Hope you guys have a good rest of the week. And Mr. Noakes is out.